Come on.
Come on, Melvin.
Careful, Cam. Give me some slack.
Don't let it come off. Little looseness. Watch out, everybody.
Stop. Melvin.
Don't let it come off of him.
Wow.
Cam, let go. Let him be. Here, go down.
I didn't know they were that strong.
You didn't?
No, well, not that strong. I knew they were strong, but wow.
You didn't know they was that strong. This is bulls, man.
Welcome to Texas. In fact, some people would say that's a puppy in Texas. We're back with Dr. Diarra Blue, Dr. Aubrey Ross, and Dr. Michael Lavigne from Cypress Animal Hospital and stars of the Vet Life on Animal Planet. All right, what's the craziest situation you've ever dealt with? That was one of them.
Probably that.
I know y'all had was it a tiger that came in once?
Yeah, Dr. Lavigne and I, we saw a tiger.
It was at the shelter, but yeah, it was a tiger walking around on the street and with a leash and everything.
Ooh.
It was right after a storm or something.
They're always happy to say Dr. Lavigne and I
That's
saw
right.
the tiger because they know I didn't get to see the tiger.
Yeah, okay, so leaving you out. But
Right.
you did get some bull.
I got the bull.
You got the bull.
I got to meet Melvin.
All right. Oh, hey,
there we
and
go.
there's
There
the tiger. There it is, right there. Oh, it's crazy what some people have behind closed doors. So it was just walking down the street?
Yeah, in Conroe.
Here, kitty.
Yeah, blew out of a storm and got out, and they called animal control and said, hey, look, there's a tiger walking down the street. And they literally was like, this is a joke.
Yeah.
And then they got like 6 phone calls, and there was a tiger
Walking down the street. Well, the good thing is it didn't like attack anybody. Okay.
Right.
There are certain things that animals just do because that's what they do. And sometimes we get confused by it. We want to change them. But we have Patricia who has a question for us right now about one of the things that animals just do. Patricia?
Hi guys, good morning. How do you stop your dogs from licking everything?
Stop your dogs from licking everything. Yeah, does that dog always, right when they run in the house and greet you, they're licking your feet, they're licking your shoes, they're licking everything?
So if I knew the answer to that, my dog wouldn't do the same thing.
What are they, when they're licking, what are they doing? Are they tasting things? Are they, I always heard that they like to get salt off of your skin if you sweat.
Yeah, so dogs, I mean, they don't have hands, right? No thumbs, so they learn the world through their mouths. It's usually for prehension, for grabbing things. So they learn a lot with that. If you have salt on you after a good workout, you're salty.
Yeah.
They also use it for love and communication. Sometimes dogs are just fastidious and they have this grooming type of ability that they just want to do.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be a behavior issue and it can be corrected, but honestly, the best thing to do is kind of train them out of it, especially when they're young.
Yeah, how do you train them out of it? I mean, it's like, sometimes there's a reward system and then sometimes
Right.
there's things that may startle them, like spraying a little water or something on
Right,
them.
so I mean, you can do that. The best thing is, I'm not a certified trainer now, so
Yeah.
it's always best to talk to a trainer, but to unwanted behaviors, you have to reprimand them for that.
Right.
Doesn't mean striking them or anything, but it can be sometimes verbal cues, noises
No,
and things, and other things, just treat them or reward them when they are doing something that you do like.
Yeah.
And just being consistent too.
Yeah, that's the
consistency
hard
is
part.
the
And
key.
consistent, even like when
If
you
you're
talk
not
about potty
consistent
training.
with, if you're not consistent training them, then it's going to be hard for them to pick up when it's okay to do it, when it's not.
Yeah, because with dogs, kind of how their brains work, there's something you could also associate it with the actual action, right? Because we think after they've done something, we're like, naughty, naughty, naughty. But
They
wait a
don't
minute, they don't know
remember
what you're talking about, right?
You can already take the chocolate off the walls.
Yeah, right. Okay. Brenda. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. My question, especially having a very heavily coated dog, which do y'all recommend for flea control? An internal, like a pill that they take, or the drops that you put on their back? Which works? Which
This
do
is
y'all
so
think works the
hard
best?
because fleas are vicious in this. I mean, every now and then with a cold spell, they may like go dormant for a second, but
Right.
they're almost all year round here in Houston.
Yeah, in Houston, unfortunately, we have a year-round flea problem, and I always tell all of my clients with their, with our patients, treat them every single month. So, our best recommendation is a product called Sentinel Spectrum, and it has a growth hormone regulator in it called lufinuron. And what it does is it literally sterilizes the flea so they can't produce the life cycle. So you're preventing fleas versus treating. That's the best thing that you can do, because the issue with fleas is the ones you see are one thing, but the ones that are in your carpet, in your grout, and in your yard is the problem. So when we're preventing the life cycle, they can't grow. Now the adults, fleas that are jumping on them, you get an adulticide. Company that makes a product called Brevecto. That's great. Give them one of those, it lasts for 3 months at a time. So you're getting a double treatment, double prevention.
Yeah.
That's the best thing that you can do, because you're eliminating the life cycle and the adults.
There are a lot of people whose pets stay outside for the most part who have no clue that their dogs have these fleas. What's the danger in not addressing it for dogs and cats?
They could definitely, if you have an overabundance of fleas, they can become anemic, especially puppies that are outside. And then fleas carry different parasites. And some of those parasites can be contagious to people. So the best thing to do is just make sure they're on a good preventative to prevent all those things that fleas could cause.
Yeah, yeah. All right. There are some times when we have an injury with our pet. We know when to take them directly to the vet, and sometimes there are things that we can probably mitigate and do at home. So Mary has a question about an injury of a pet. Hi.
Hi. So with this great weather that we've been having, dogs love to be zooming around the yard like crazy. What's some simple first aid if you notice that they have like a slight limp from exercising too hard?
The biggest thing would be to take them to your vet just to make sure that it's not something more serious. We see a lot of, especially dogs, will have ligament injuries. So it may just be a simple sprain. Keeping them confined and rested until you can get them to your veterinarian is going to be the best thing. And then they may prescribe some anti-inflammatories. But you want to rule out any more major serious issues first.
Because the interesting thing about animals is that they'll just keep going. They'll just compensate, right? They'll be on 3 legs if they have to, but they can't tell you, but that should be an indication that something is wrong. All right, Kenny, how are you this morning?
How are you this morning?
Good.
My dog get car sick. What kind of medication can he take?
That's a good one. So car sickness, the best thing to do is to work them out of that, starting when they're young again. If you have an older dog, Kenny, the problem is the motion. So that vestibular movement. There's a couple of drugs that you can get from your veterinarian. Serenia is one of them, but even over-the-counter meclizine really works well.
Yeah.
So for people that get like motion
sickness,
it works really well. You dose it depending on the dog's weight. Dog does fine.
Yeah, because I know, Kenny, that dog of yours is one of your best friends, and you like to take him everywhere that you go. So maybe this can make it easier. All right. Thank you very much. We'll be right back with more of your questions for the doctors from the Vet Life.